Here we go. Got to watch the tape. Denzel Ward deep dive. So I thought it was time to talk about Denzel in a way, really like Scott laid out how we broke down Nick Chubb a week ago. Denzel's a guy who, on the surface, had a quality season, one worthy of praise and a contract extension. However, upon taking a closer look, Ward unfolds as a complicated case study of what the quote unquote fringe number one corner may be. Let's start with the good. Ward earned a 72.8 overall grade from Pro Football Focus. He ranked 30th among all corners PFF graded. However, that ranking improves to 19th when only considering corners who played 400 or more snaps. Encouraging. Gets better. In 2020, he allowed a 64.2 passer rating, third best in football behind Xavier Howard of the Dolphins and Denver's Bryce Callahan. His 18 pass breakups were tied for third, along with Howard and James Bradbury of the Giants, another big name. His 45% catch rate was also near the top of the league. All that data points toward Ward being a top 12-ish cornerback worthy of anywhere in between Bradbury money, which is 14.5 per year, Tre'Davious White money in Buffalo, which is 17.5, and all the way up to Marlon Humphrey, who's the second highest paid corner behind Jalen Ramsey at 19.5 per year. Keep in mind, Denzel Ward is a one-time Pro Bowler, while both White and Humphrey have made at least one All-Pro team. You guys, before I get in my play breakdown, any response to that data? Does that feel like where we're at with Denzel Ward?
PFF tweeted out something earlier this year. He's the only cornerback below 40% completion percentage in single coverage over the last 3 seasons. He's at 31%.
That's where I want to start. The good of Denzel Ward, and that brings us to our play breakdown. So let me set the scene first. It's week 4. The Browns are up 49-38 versus the Cowboys with a minute 42 to play. Remember, Odell Beckham Jr. had just scored his 50-yard reverse touchdown on the prior drive, but Dallas just kept rallying. 5 completions later, Dak Prescott and the Cowboys face a first down from the Browns' 8-yard line. Basically 4 tries to throw it in the end zone and then attempt a 2-point conversion to make it a field goal game. The Cowboys spread Cleveland out wide, 3 receivers, a tight end, and Zeke Elliott, who motioned to the bottom of the screen. The Browns are in a 4-2-5 sub package and appear to be playing zone defense. That is declared when Terrence Mitchell stays lined up with Zeke at the bottom of the screen. At the top of the screen, the Cowboys are running a deep corner by their number 3 guy, the guy closest to the right tackle. A speed out is being run by the number 2 receiver in the slot, that's CeeDee Lamb, and the number 1 receiver, Amari Cooper, on the boundary to the sideline runs a slant. If the Browns were in zone coverage, that slant could be open. It worked for the Cowboys in the first quarter when Prescott threaded a needle to Cooper on a similar one-step slant, which Denzel Ward was in coverage on, and PFF did ding him for that. It was a boom play that probably is Ward's fault, but just, a better play by the offense. However, this play, the Browns are running what appears to be match coverage. Match coverage has several different variations. Nick Saban gets credit for founding it. There's 100 different rules, but in its simplest form, corners playing match coverage are taught to appear like they're playing zone, but it's actually man. That is an extreme oversimplification, but it works for this breakdown. Let's watch the play at full speed. Notice Ward starting at the number 1 receiver and driving on the football once Dak throws it. It's a quick play that I think requires slow motion to actually understand what's going on at the snap. So now let's check it out in slow motion. At the snap, Ward saw a route he recognized, that one-step slant, and stayed on Cooper. He and the slot corner, which I believe is Tavier Thomas, communicate extraordinarily well here. That's what match coverage takes, expert communication amongst your secondary. Notice the gestures each other make toward each other on the play prior to the snap. Then seamlessly they slide past each other without disrupting their drops. How many times have we seen a pick play go bad, right? 2 DBs collide and the offense scores easily. That could have happened here, but from coaching down to communication and then application on the field, the Browns and Ward nail this rep. The high man Ward slides under a looping Thomas, allowing Ward to swallow the space between him and Cooper. He then gets his eyes on the quarterback while Cooper is finishing his laxed one-step slant. Once Dak throws, Ward beats him to the spot and intercepts it. The tight view doesn't show much but the catch. I think that's worth seeing this because of this. This could have been an incomplete pass without Denzel Ward. BJ Goodson probably gets in the way of this ball and it's ruled incomplete, allowing Dallas 3 more tries at the end zone. But Denzel Ward ended the game. And before I get into why this is a great rep, you guys, I just walk you through it. What do you see here? What stands out? What impresses you?
He pounced.
Yep.
There are a lot of picks. I don't get wrapped up in picks sometimes. I mean, you guys break it down. That's why it's worth breaking down plays individually. Sometimes picks are like, well, I would have caught that too. Quarterback threw it right to me, right? Like the guy ran a terrible route. There was pressure. The quarterback made a terrible read. This is one of those plays where I don't know how many corners in the league make this pick. It's clear that he had something from film study, that he had an idea of what was coming. He stalked the receiver. He stalked Lamb like this, baited the throw a little bit, and then the speed showed up. The Denzel Ward 4-3 speed shows up to get him in position to not just knock it down, but make the play. Scott, this is that's why you picked it, Ellis.
It's the rep that ultimately highlights a lot of what Denzel does really well. He's comfortable and calm in zone coverage here, trusting his eyes and film study to gravitate him toward the football, and not just on this play as we briefed. He did it this entire game. His athleticism awards him quick twitch reflexes that help him break on routes and drive on runners. Scott brought up the play where he slides under blockers. That's a similar play to this, with just him recognizing something and using that twitch to make a play. He's tough in the run game, just like on this play. Now, listeners might be like, what? This is an interception. Where's the physicality? He's not afraid of a boom boom play here. I mean, that's Amari Cooper, BJ Goodson, and Denzel Ward coming at a point of collision, and Ward is the smallest frame man in that group by far, right? And he's the one that comes up with the football. For an undersized guy, he really is one hell of a physical corner. The numbers also back up what I saw on tape of Ward's improved physicality and tackling. He had missed just 5 tackles in 2020, which brought his missed tackle rate under 10% for the first time in his career. He's an excellent press man cover corner. He's in your face, he's quick, and he takes honorable risks. It's some of those same risks that we are going to get into that also exist within his bad game tape and get him in trouble. But simply, not many corners are confident or skilled enough to play man coverage the way that he's willing to do it.